killed my father. Prepare to die.
Warriors, come out to play.
Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
All right. This is episode 2.
Episode 2 of the Screw Goofs.
Screw Goof Goof Troop.
How you guys been?
We should probably introduce ourselves since we forgot to do that in the first episode.
Right. All right. It's your boy Tanner T Squared, Twister T.
Keep him coming.
He's got more names than Daenerys.
The Unburnt.
That's a Game of Thrones reference. We are, of course, a Game of Thrones podcast.
And I'm Gabe.
Do a couple cool nicknames for him. Hit him with a couple great nicknames.
Well, I had one of my favorite nicknames from my school days was Fat.
Mm-hmm. That was mostly me. They called him that.
Oh, and I spoiled the last person.
Yep. My name's Evan, a.k.a. as the Ginge. In middle school, they used to call me Football Head and Cone Head and Egg Head.
Football head.
Yeah, like Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
It's an ironic because he has microcephaly. He has a very small head.
Yeah, I have a small head and brown hair, so I don't know how I garnered all those nicknames.
I had a fun experience at the to take a quick left turn.
Oh, story time.
I had a fun experience because I'll forget about it at the park today. Walking my dog without a leash. It's always a sign of a cool guy.
Or
Oh, I
homeless
trust
guy.
my dog. We have a connection. He just follows my telepathy. And we're walking past, like, in this intersection of these, the trails. And there's this guy who's, like, facing nothing. Like, almost like a tree, but not quite. Like, I was like, oh, he's probably taking a piss or something.
Probably jerking off.
Should I leash up Dewey? I don't know. Fuck it. I trust him. Both of them. I'm walking closer and closer, and I see there's someone on their knees
Oh, God.
on the side of him that I couldn't see. So I'm like, all right, pump the brakes a little bit. It's too late to turn around. It'll look awkward. Just keep. And then I passed by them, and I guess they had no self-awareness, and they pretty much, she just like kind of got up back to her feet, and he was just like still facing away, and like it was really awkward.
Jesus. Where was this at?
Dewey luckily didn't get sniffy, but
It was like
just kept
a
walking.
park or something?
Yeah, Yager Park,
Jesus.
family-friendly environment.
Um,
You know what? You're gonna do what you're gonna do, but at least have an idea that someone might be walking on a.
They probably... People like that, though. Like that kind of thing, though. I feel like is why they do it in those kind of locations.
I was gonna say
Voyeurism, I think.
I'm in no way a leading voice in the getting a blowjob in the park community.
You're not?
But if I was going, well,
I could have
actually,
sworn you were.
I'm chairman of the board.
Wait, that wasn't you and Tanner was taking his dog on a walk?
Wait. Oh, now I remember. No, but I was gonna say I think that when it comes to the etiquette of what you do when you come across two people fooling around, I don't think that turning around is awkward at all. I think that if you walk in on a sexual act in the wild,
I
think
felt
that
like
if
it
you
was a
turn
power
around,
dynamic. I had to stand my ground.
You just stop and watch. No, please finish up.
Last I heard, this isn't a hotel room, folks.
Anyway, long story short, we pitched the idea to HBO, and so you're looking at the new showrunners of
Kneeling.
blowjobs in the park or kneeling.
I've only ever come across something like that once, and it was pretty not great. When I was walking downtown, and I was with my girlfriend, and we walked past like a forested, not like forested, like, you know.
There was a tree.
Yeah, there's trees and bushes.
A wooded glen.
I was like, what is this green material? And she
100-acre wood.
she was like, I think there's somebody in those bushes. And I was like, I didn't see anybody in the bushes. And if, you know, she said it really weird. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I think they're doing like weird stuff. And I was like, what? And so I walked back to where we had just walked past, and I couldn't see anybody at first, but then I looked down, and behind a tree, there was 2 homeless men that were 69ing, and I was like,
Oh shit!
it's like, man, that sucks. And got a pretty, like, vivid view,
Yeah.
and just 2 bearded homeless dudes, and I was like, well, I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life.
Wow.
And I didn't know what the protocol. I was like, should I call the police? Should I just, like, put up a sign?
I feel like if it's 2 dudes, it should have a different name, like
Yeah.
like upside down 7 and sevening,
And
L7ing, you know.
And if they both have giant homeless beards,
And giant homeless dicks.
Brillo pads.
Yeah.
Brillo pad.
That was a bummer, though. I was like, I'm not going to, like, what, you know, you got to take what little pleasure you can get in life, especially when you're homeless. It's like, just let them have their fun, do their meth, and,
Yeah, I've run into that a couple times. At least today, yeah. Nothing like that graphic. I've never gotten like a good look, but I've always like,
you're missing out.
yeah. I think I have a pretty good vivid image in my head that I wish wasn't there.
Yeah.
But the thing about today was that at least it wasn't like super graphic. Like,
That happened today?
yeah, like literally like
Oh,
2
damn,
hours
dude.
ago.
Oh, dude, they might still be there.
Yeah,
We just go
yeah.
swing by, dude.
Yeah, no.
Tanner mucked it all up because he didn't turn around.
Yeah, seriously.
You know, I feel like if you're in that situation, it's a missed opportunity if you don't try to play it off like the person's rude for walking in on it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you see a guy, you know, you're doing the nasty in the park, and some guy walks up and you're just like, a little privacy, please?
Do you mind?
At an intersection of like 3.
A super public park.
But another time was a fucking bummer. I remember it was I didn't see anything again, but it was like the same thing where it was like on the side of the road, like we were all like, me and my sisters were walking. I think my parents, it might have been
On
like
the
a
side
family,
of the road?
like in the bushes sort of deal.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was like it was like a fucking winter wonderland. New snow on the ground.
In the
We're all
snow?
walking at like, I don't know, like 8 at night. The lamps were just turning on.
Oh, it's probably like really romantic then, I guess.
No, it was like loud.
Ew.
And like we kind of like played it off like it was like, oh, this is awkward. And then they were saying like, fuck. Like
the
like definitely
fuck?
drug induced. Not even like sexual fuck, just like fuck.
Jesus. When
And
you
it was
when you're
just-
having sex and you just start chanting fuck. Fuck.
Shame.
Fuck.
Shame.
That's
no, but it was like,
crazy.
it turned it into like, oh, this is an awkward Thanksgiving story, into we need to leave
Our
now.
lives are in danger.
Yeah, it was a fucking bummer, and we all just awkwardly laughed it
It was
off.
on the side of the road, like in the snow.
No, it was the side of the road was super foresty.
Oh, okay,
so it
yeah.
was like
And kind of in the woods.
like bush trees covered. They weren't in snow.
You gotta
I
do
can't
something
really
to kill
think of-
time while you're waiting
Dirt
for
isn't much
AAA.
better, but it wasn't snow.
I can't really think of a scenario in which I'm in a public place and I come across people like doing whatever. Can't think of a scenario that wouldn't be a bummer. Like you're saying that one's a bummer. It's just
Yeah.
like I would never find something
Well, it
like
could
that
be
and
a
like,
funny
"Oh, that was a
story."
good one. Oh, I guess true. I mean, unless it was like 2 famous people, you know.
It'd be like 2 really hot girls.
Those
You're
two-
like, hey, ladies, need a hand? Need a lift?
Who ordered the pizza?
Yeah, just fucking like
Who ordered a pizza this?
Extra sausage.
Anyway, long story short, you know,
Long
we
story
talked-
short-
we pitched it to HBO, and you look at the new showrunners doing it in public.
Yeah, so we're a movie podcast, and as you can tell,
We don't just talk about homeless people 69ing. I just wanted to tell that story because I knew I would forget.
yeah, that's
Um,
wild.
Yeah.
Did you
very
guys
fun.
check out the trailers that I sent you?
Nope. I think I already had seen one of them.
I'm
What were
pretty
they?
sure I did, but it was
So,
a couple days ago. So.
First one that I sent was Under the Silver Lake, which is a new movie with Andrew Garfield.
Spidey?
Produced by A24, which
Oh, they kill it.
yeah, they do.
They did
They've got really good.
Moonlight, right? Or do they do horror movies?
They do all
They do
kinds
all
of
kinds of
movies, so
stuff.
I
I
think
wouldn't be
in
surprised.
Blumhouse.
I don't know if they did do Moonlight, but I would believe it.
Did they do Get Out?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, they did.
They've
Okay,
did
well, they did
movies.
nothing.
What is it about? I heard
It's-
a
I
lot of
didn't-
people talking about it.
Yeah, it's kind of like it looks kind of like a mystery in some ways. So I didn't actually finish the whole trailer because I didn't want to spoil too much. But essentially, he meets a girl, and they have a really nice time, and then she's like, "Well, I'll see you tomorrow," and he's like, "Okay." And so the next day, he goes to her house, and her house is completely empty. Like she moved out all her shit, and he's
Evan,
like,
that was 50 First Days.
and he's like, like, what the fuck? And what I garnered from the trailer was like, he finds this other dude that's like a conspiracy theorist that starts like explaining like crazy theories to him, and he finds a symbol in the girl's apartment, and basically goes from there and tries to figure out what
Is
happened
it based
to her.
off a book?
I could see it being
It
based
sounds
off
like
a book.
book.
I don't know
Yeah,
if it
they
is,
did do
but
Moonlight, by the way.
Yeah.
did?
Okay. Anything else worthwhile?
Did Ex Machina, Spring Breakers,
Oh, they're kind of low budget,
Bitch, Room,
high
yeah.
high concept, low
Master
budget.
Artist. It comes at night.
So,
Swiss Army Man,
tell
which
you
that
what else
movie's.
comes at
I
night.
could talk about. I could spend an hour talking about Swiss Army Man, dude.
Oh, they did Swiss Army Man.
Green Room
Oh, I fucking love Green Room, dude. It's
and Tusk.
it's not an
So,
easy watch, but oh yeah, Tusk.
Green Room
That's
is
that
dope
was
as
a
fuck.
great movie experience.
They did
Hey,
Tusk.
Bracken, Trent, this will be fun. Halfway through, all right, guys, this was a mistake.
You guys all saw it in theaters?
Yep, only people in theater. Yeah,
Ooh.
I thought it would be not as serious as it was.
Took
And it
itself a little
was-
bit too seriously.
Took itself. I mean, I don't know. I enjoyed it. It's a good story, but not the movie. Going to see it was a good story. The movie was dumb.
Kevin, of course. When I say that, I mean Kevin Smith, because this eventually is going to reach his ears.
Right.
Listen to this. Nothing but the utmost respect, dude. We'd love to have you a guest on here. We could talk about.
We loved Tusk. We love yoga hosers. We love nepotism.
Dude, almost rest in peace.
Yeah, that was scary.
I didn't actually hear about this because I fucked to look it up. What exactly?
Heart
happened?
attack.
Yeah,
I mean,
heart attack.
basically just had a
Massive
heart
heart
attack.
attack.
He had a
And
massive heart attack.
That's what happens when you're fat your whole life, and
Mhm.
then like really Kevin Smith fat, and then you lose all that weight
he
in
did
your
lose
heart.
a fuck ton of weight.
Yeah, and that's what happens because it's kind of like when
Is
you
that-
Shock to the system.
yeah. Folks, I'm not a doctor.
Did you lose it really quick? I feel like because usually if you lose it like super quick, that's the problem.
Yeah, I want to
That's
say he
interesting.
got surgery. So
Like weight loss
yeah.
surgery?
Yeah, I might be making that up, but I feel like it's similar to when you're a big time alcoholic and then you quit and your body fucking goes out. It's like, okay, well, where's the gasoline, dude? How do you expect this fucking machine to keep running?
That's
Yeah.
a bummer because I assume he lost all the weight because he wanted to be healthier. And wow, he used
No,
to
he
be
just doesn't like to
fucking
eat
huge.
anymore.
He's like in his middle age now too, right?
All right, guys.
Like close to 50.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's like also a harder age to deal with that kind of
and his dad died from a massive heart attack too. So
Oh damn, that's not good.
yeah,
He's got that shit in his jeans.
very, very big genes.
Not anymore.
I say that not because of his weight, but because he used to. Didn't he used to wear like those fucking what are those called, Jankos? Did he ever have a
I'm
pair of those?
sure.
Or no, he had jorts.
didn't,
he had
guys,
big.
right?
He had big
Yeah.
jorts. That's what it was.
Kevin
like-
Smith, if you didn't know who he was, I feel like if you saw him in public and he wasn't famous, you would think that he looks like someone that would be a fan of the Insane Clown Posse.
he definitely has the silhouette for it. Yeah, no, rest in peace, Kevin Smith. Wait, just kidding. He's not dead.
Not yet. Hopefully not anytime soon. What was his most recent movie?
I think it was that Yoga Hosers.
The one that
Unless
he
he
made.
did something after
That one's less serious, right? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Well, Well, he basically said, I remember watching in a podcast that I cannot cite because I don't talking about, like, he basically just made that movie for him.
Or probably his daughter, because she's the main character.
For both of them.
Like, basically the gist is just that, like, the movie's not, it wasn't made to be, like, the next.
Right. No, that's cool. He's at a point where he can kind of do whatever the fuck he wants.
Right.
And he had a good time making it, from what I hear.
Anyways, so speaking of mystery, what? I recently saw Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
Solid movie, really well made. You could tell the director. I don't think I talked about this.
No.
Yeah, you could tell the director gave a shit about it. Yeah, plays the main character. I really like the detective. It kind of like if Sherlock Holmes was less. The new one directed by Guy Ritchie was less like goofy and slow motion and it's fucking
more
Tony
mystery.
Stark
That's
and
kind
related.
of his Guy Ritchie's style, though. Not like he's just kind
No,
of.
it's not bad. I'm
Right.
just saying it has the same sort of detective where it's like basically a superhero story because it's like the shit he picks up on is the main detective.
Like it like goes into like it'll like you see the whole thing play out because he's so good at.
Kind of, yeah.
Is so what is the movie about? Basically, someone dies on the train that they're on,
There's
and they're
a-
just trying to figure out.
There's a train and there's a murder on it, and and they're basically he is like there's a murder in the room next to his on the train. Then the train gets broken down, so he's like, all right, well, I guess I'll
Deduce who it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem I have with it is the ending, I guess. Yeah, and it's not. There's nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't satisfying to me. I really liked. It was enjoyable, and it looked super pretty. Like I know he's directed before, but it was like really impressive. Whoa, yeah, he did. That's weird. That's a weird pick.
I think before that I don't think that was his first like blockbuster. It might have been, but before that he was directing like Shakespeare movies.
That makes a lot of sense with the Murder on the Orient Express. It felt
Like a classically trained actor. if
What
I'm not
Shakespeare
mistaken.
movies do you know?
He did Much Ado About Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I want to say one with. I think he did a Hamlet. He did one of those Hamlets.
Hamlet
You know what I mean?
2? They're making a sequel, dude.
They already made Hamlet
Stop.
2 with Steve Coogan, right?
oh shit, yeah.
That
I think that's a thing.
Gabe, stop
but
shitting on my
anyway,
joke. I'm gonna edit that out.
but yeah, it was good. Nothing, you know.
I think I
I'd
saw.
kinda
I
recommend
was
it.
interested in watching it, but I think I eventually, because when it was in theaters, I was just looking for what to watch next. But I think I didn't end up watching it because I feel like when I read the reviews, they weren't like that great.
I don't know why it was definitely mixed reviews, and I
Yeah.
don't know why because it was like probably the best adaptation it could have been,
Yeah.
in my opinion. It was really well made, and just the story, and you can't really change it. It's fucking based off of that old famous book.
Agatha Christie novel, right?
Yeah. So you can't really change some of
Right.
the story beats.
People do that shit anyway.
But I could tell
you're
from
right.
the way he was making it, he really gave a shit about
Yeah,
it.
he seems like a guy that.
Yeah. So it was fine.
But he also did that
underwhelming.
movie, that Shakespeare movie where he.
Is it are you talking about the one that was like the contemporary kind of one with Leonardo DiCaprio?
It was Baz Luhrmann.
Baz Luhrmann. I'm talking about the one
Okay.
that we watched in theater class.
Oh God.
Maybe you didn't watch it.
Which
but, hey,
one?
don't talk shit about theater, bro.
Oh
But,
man.
it's the one where I can't remember the name of the play, but it's the three guys falling out, like going for the three girls. You know,
Three Musketeers.
Oh, and then there.
all based on the movie.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
The
No, I know what
Stooges.
it is. It's I remember what you're talking about. I have to think about it. I don't want to just sit here and think.
I'm just gonna look it up so that we
seconds.
don't have dead air. You guys keep talking.
So yeah, theater class. That's hilarious. Oh wow.
My prime years, bro. I peaked.
I just some kids in theater. It's like most kids in band. You know.
Have you seen the trailer
Just
for
gotta throw something at them.
Action Point?
Is that the
Johnny Knoxville's new movie.
Oh yeah, that looks kind of funny. I don't know.
I watched the trailer and I was like, this looks like an Adam Sandler movie. And then I read that they did all the stunts for real with no nets or anything. And I was like, okay, that makes more sense. And I watched it again and I was like, oh, that's actually fucking nuts. He said
some of them looked really fucking dangerous, and they're like kids in the movie. Yeah,
they were really dangerous. Okay, I'll pause.
I was just gonna say it's Love's Labor's Lost. Love's Labor's Lost. I'm a Shakespearean actor.
But he said in an interview with Vice, I think, that one of the stunts that he did caused his eyeball to pop out of its socket, and he had to go to the ER.
Oh my god!
They basically just had to pop it back in, and he had really bad vision for like a couple weeks. And he said it actually popped out another time when he sneezed. And they're like, yeah, you can't sneeze for like a couple months. And he was like, okay. Well, now.
Shit.
But yeah, he got fucked up. And I don't know. I really want to see it just for that. Because like the stunt aspect, like just the crazy nature of the fucking dumb. Like it's weird because it's dumb shit that they do that's dangerous. But at the same time, I kind of respect that they go to those limits to create really interesting imagery for stunts like that.
Well, and like you were telling me that, weren't you saying that he's like a fan of Jackie Chan and Buster Keaton and stuff?
Buster Keaton, Jackie Chan, Evel Knievel.
Yeah, so he's. Yeah. I mean,
he appreciates like stunt work as an art form.
I feel like it's easy for, the Jackass stuff. I mean, very easy because it is very easy for it to come across as lowbrow.
Right.
But with this new movie, it seems. I don't know, but maybe it's because knowing now that he is a fan of like some of the great stuntmen, like some of the more popular people that did like their own stunts, maybe knowing that, I look at it through a different lens.
But my big problem with movies like that is this, like the storyline when they try to make an actual movie out of it, it's so much less interesting. Like that's why I kind of like
the focus.
That's why I'd rather just watch like the Jackass movies or make whatever you're doing, but make it like I don't know. They tack on this is a camp and we're gonna raise the state. It's like I kind of just want to watch.
Yeah,
like with Bad
stunts.
Grandpa, I just want to see him, the little kid, cuss in front of soccer mom.
Was Bad Grandpa, was that like a storyline, or is that more like kind of like a Borat kind of movie? Like he was just playing a character and then doing like.
But there was a storyline.
But there was a story to it.
So yeah, which looks like the same.
So it's more like Bruno then, where he's playing a character fucking with people, but there's an underlying story.
Right.
What's interesting about Action Point is it's actually based sort of on a true story because there was a theme park in New Jersey.
It's an Agatha Christie novel.
There's a theme park in New Jersey called Action Park that this guy opened. And his whole thing was he was like, let's not have all these like regulations and stuff. Let's just kind of let the kids decide what they think is safe. And a bunch of people just got fucking wrecked. And so they shut it down.
That's fucked up.
There's the reasons there's regulations, dude.
Yeah, because you don't
take
want
away
kids
the rules
get,
and
like,
becomes Lord
beheaded.
of the Flies.
Right. But yeah, they went all out with the stunts for the movies. Like, just trying to think of like crazy shit, I guess, that they could do that fits into like what would happen in a theme park or what would happen in like the actual action park.
I want to see what the stunt was that knocked his fucking eye out. I'm sure it's in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know that he said exactly which stunt it was, but he probably remembers which stunt it was.
Or maybe he doesn't.
Yeah, he probably does.
He said there's like a half a second in one shot where it's hard to notice because of editing because they wanted to edit out, but if you look closely, you can see that he's got like an eye patch, but his head's to the side, so you can't really tell, but he's wearing an eye patch.
Get those extra scenes filmed.
I kind of want to go see it though for the stunts.
Yeah. Was there any other trailers?
I mean, I posted Deadpool 2 in, but it's kind of like
I'm kind of over Deadpool. I mean,
Pretty
I'm a big
memey.
fan of chimichangas, but you eat too many and it's just... yeah, it'll be good.
I like supporting those movies just because I like supporting that. Just because I'm tired of seeing the same Marvel movie over and over and over again.
Of course, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what we were talking about before, So I just like supporting things that are a little more out there.
How do you feel about then the new the new Avengers trailer? Like, what do you think about it?
I think it's probably going to be the same thing.
As
That's
like the
just
first couple of
Adventures,
Avengers.
Xfinity War.
Yeah, but I'm just kind of pessimistic about it. I mean, I loved the superhero revolution, where like the
Of
whole
course.
Marvel takeover, because it was like, dude, this is dope. We're seeing all these superheroes, and then after like 7 of them, I was like, oh man,
Superhero Renaissance.
It's hard to do
folks.
over and over
I
again
heard you.
Thank you.
because essentially the superhero story is good guys win, bad guys lose, and
Blue beams in the sky.
late choo choo choo. And I feel like they just kind of. So you take a simplistic concept like that, where it's like the good guys win and the bad guys lose. It's like you could break that into most stories, like the protagonist winning and the antagonist losing. But then you add the Hollywood element to it of, okay, well, this movie needs to have a character arc, so maybe this guy is like, he's not in a good spot, and there's got to be a love interest, and they throw in all of those elements that are in a lot of movies, and they put that like in every single superhero movie, like always
Yeah.
a fucking love interest, always like some sort of dumb arc that you don't really care about. It's like,
The best versions of superhero movies now, I think, are movies that have like a hard spin on it, or at least something for like Guardians of the Galaxy, the new Thor, kind of comedies.
yeah,
Like they're basically comedies
Mhm.
with action and cool special effects, and like old music. And then the rest are, I mean, I can't think of, but you know what I mean? Or like a detective element to it.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen the new Thor, but I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
The new Thor is legit a comedy. Not saying it's good or bad. It's pretty
that's what I've heard. Yeah,
It's pretty mediocre.
well, Taika
God, I
Waititi
gotta-
is dope.
he is. Yeah,
I
You
really
gotta-
want to see Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yeah, that looked good, but the
Yeah.
thing with having someone like that make a superhero movie, it's with the new Thor, it's literally every 5 seconds is a joke,
yeah.
and less than half of them amount to anything, and it's just kind of cringy. I don't know. I'm kind of over the everyone is Tony Stark.
Right.
Everyone is
Every-
a fucking
The
Heroes
dry, like
is-
witty, sarcastic humor, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Every single character, even the really serious ones where their whole family's been killed, it's like, yeah, I still got jokes. I still
Yeah.
like to throw in a punchline, comedic beat at the end of the Marvel trailer, which is at the end of every Marvel trailer, which is also one of the things that, like, every time I watch a Marvel trailer, it's like, you watch the movies, you're waiting for the Stan Lee cameo. I watch the trailers, and I'm just waiting for the joke at the end. Like, what's going to be the joke at the end?
An alien spaceship.
It does. Yeah, I don't like when it's just joke after joke after joke like that. That's kind of like when I tried to watch Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, I think it's called. It's like Tina Fey's show on Netflix, and there was just every single line of dialogue had some sort of joke in it, and most of them weren't good. It's because they weren't like
30 Rock gets away with that.
yeah.
Like, there's no real dialogue in it that isn't attached to a joke.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a writing issue. Maybe it's just funnier than the ones from Unbreakable. But I know what you're talking about, where it's like it gets old when it's like joke after joke
Exhausting.
after joke. Because I feel like even a comedy show, you shouldn't need to rely on that to keep people interested. But at the same time, this is coming from a fucking doofus kid that has never written his own TV show. So
Yeah.
take that with a grain of salt.
And a lot of people, if they're not laughing when they're flipping through channels, it's like, they want that shit they want that fast food comedy. That fucking Wendy's
the
comedy.
instant gratification.
The Big
That's just the
Bang.
millennial generation in general, dude. Get with it.
Best show of all time, Leave It to Beaver. They didn't go for the laughs, ever.
Have you watched any movies recently, Gabe?
Yeah, my girlfriend and I went and saw Red Sparrow, the new Jennifer Lawrence movie.
Before you get started on that, actually, we should probably get a thumbs up, thumbs down from Tanner on Murder of the Orient Express. Like, would you recommend people go see it? Or go see it? I don't think it's in
Netflix.
theaters.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't need to go anywhere to see it. It's
Just
not-
stay at home and watch it.
But it's well
Worth
made.
watching.
I like the detective aspects a lot because a lot of movies just don't like to. I find that shit super. Like, what does that mean? Like, why is there an H on this
Yeah.
doily that has blood on it? Ooh,
Right.
who all has the name
It's like
H?
Clue.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one screw up.
Yeah, no, I one screw up.
7 screws out of 10.
So Red Sparrow is that's
Red
Jennifer
Sparrow is
Lawrence.
Jennifer
movie?
Lawrence's new movie. It has Jennifer Lawrence and Joel Edgerton as the starring roles.
I love Joel Edgerton.
I guess a basic synopsis would be from like the trailer. Jennifer Lawrence plays the Russian woman in Russia.
Boo.
And I can't remember if they say what she does in the trailer, but I mean she's a ballerina, and something happened, and that's how she's
Wait,
taking
is this
care
a
of
sequel
her.
to Black Swan? Foe.
It's the sequel to Black Swan. She takes off her head, and it's Natalie Portman, and then Mila Kunis is going down on her. But
Damn.
She takes off her head, and it's Natalie Portman.
that's kind of a
and she's
spoiler
instantly
from the movie. That's
go
not
ahead.
like a really out there joke that I just made. That's like only I feel like people that have seen the movie would get where I'm going with that. Anyway, so she's Jennifer Lawrence. Doesn't really matter her profession. She's,
Rest in peace to
She's
my joke.
providing for her
Moving
ailing
on.
mother, and something happens, makes it so
It'll
she
be in the
can't
bonus
provide anymore,
episodes.
and so she's given the option. Kind of
She's a
strong-armed
spy.
into becoming like a spy, but like one of those like do whatever it takes to get information, and so it's like really
Isn't it a true story?
heavily sexual.
Sorry.
I'll
Sorry
do
to
whatever it
interrupt.
takes.
It's
Hold my hair. I'm going in.
and that's a
I
movie.
love my. God, I wish I could do a Russian accent.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I
mind.
wish Jennifer Lawrence.
That's
could.
why. That's one of
Ooh.
the. That's
that
what I
a
was gonna
screw
say.
down?
It wasn't too bad.
Is that a screw drilled in?
It didn't actually
So
take
it's
me out of the
down?
movie.
Her fucking accent in what was it in American Hustle? Is that the movie with Christian Bale?
Where she's playing like the
Yeah, she's got like
Trophy wife?
just like a New York accent or something. She fucking sucked ass at doing that
That sucks.
accent. She would keep dropping it throughout the whole movie, dude.
she's kind of going through an interesting phase in her career where it seems like she's going away from like kind of the lovable, like serious but goofy person
getting
to
real
just
hoity-toity.
straight up serious. Like she's trying to
Yeah.
go for like I want to be the next Meryl Streep.
She doesn't want to do like jokey roles.
Maybe she still does, but I don't know. I'm actually her manager, and I can't really speak about Jen right now, but the upcoming projects are pretty serious.
Red Sparrow 2.
New
Mother
nudes.
2. Here Comes Nana.
She's gonna be in Stepmother. The new,
That was better. So, how was their action? What was the catch to
so
it?
I'll-
Espionage?
it's
I don't care about
the
spoilers.
trailer to me came across that it would be more action.
like
Like
Atomic
she's
Blonde.
like she'd be more like a femme fatale where it's like she kind of uses bedroom tactics to get in and then like kicks ass. There's no kicking ass. It's very
Just bedroom action.
It's very a lot of bedroom action,
Oh.
a lot of espionage. It's
But is it-
overall what I took from it. It's just very boring. It was very boring.
yeah.
That's weird for like that kind of spy movie.
It wasn't. There wasn't like a ton of
Tinker,
like
Sailor,
like
Soldier,
there's
Snooze.
like a mystery. The kind of, and the reveal is not very good. It's like kind of underwhelming. There's not a lot of action, like I said. There's a couple of like brutal scenes. I don't know. Like there's like some action where it's like, oh, it's realistic action, so it's kind of clumsy, and that's like cool, I guess. But
That's cool.
it's like
I didn't really like that in Atomic Blonde where it was like John Wick, but not as fun. So it was like super stylized,
Was it?
but So I kind of like the clumsy action. That's.
I mean, there's a couple of the movie was striking. I would say that it was filmed well. Like, it looks good. The actors are pretty solid. I'm not the biggest fan of Jennifer Lawrence, but she wasn't like, I don't know. It wasn't like I was like rolling my eyes every 2 seconds. But overall, I would just say that the trailer kind of made me think that it was going to be closer to that, and it just turned out to be kind of boring because, like I said, the reveal wasn't that good. The espionage wasn't like as in depth, I guess you could say. There wasn't a ton of like political stuff going on, so really, I feel like it was just kind of like.
Let me guess, longer than 2 hours?
Yeah. I feel like it was a lukewarm blend of different genres. And so it's like I can't say that I hated it, but not only would I not watch it again, but I wouldn't really recommend it to anybody.
Sounds like a screw down.
Jennifer Lawrence is completely naked in it, so if that's your bag, you can go see the movie.
We got at least one screw up.
Finally, after all this time, we can know what she looks like naked. I'm the crazy one.
But as a film, I thought it was just kind of.
So you wouldn't recommend it then?
Yeah.
Would you say that the trailer kind of did it a disservice by not selling what kind of movie it actually turned out to be?
It comes at night.
I have to go back
Exactly,
and rewatch it
yeah.
because it could have easily. Oh, that's like one of the biggest disappointments. I think that I have to go back and rewatch it before I make a final judgment on the trailer. But from what I remember, I thought it was going to have a little bit more to it.
Right.
But that could have just been me
Yeah,
You're
it
looking
didn't really
for
look
kind
good
of
to me.
a little bit more of a spy thing. I mean, I guess if your favorite actress is Jennifer Lawrence, then it's not too bad. It's not her best work though. I really like Joel Edgerton. He's one of my like favorite kind of not newer as in like he's new, but like somebody that's like gaining a lot more traction. I really like Joel Edgerton, Oscar Isaac. I like Joel Edgerton a lot and stuff.
Wait, Oscar Isaac? You seen that movie? Oh, you
I was
just
like
naming
comparing
off
him to like people that are like
How
really
are-
good
but
or,
how
like,
are,
gaining more and more traction.
Joel Edgerton's bedroom tactics in the movie.
Yeah, he's blown up a lot of guys, dude.
He's like, you're gonna tell me what I want to know.
He's deep undercover.
Yeah, that sounds like.
Want me to be the bad guy? I'll be the bad guy.
It kind of. I feel like that's kind of what I got. Like, I didn't watch the whole trailer, but I was like, I don't think this is gonna be my
How's
cup
the
of tea.
female empowerment aspect of it?
Jennifer Lawrence,
Or does she just get...
does a pretty good job. In the beginning, it's less empowering, but once she goes,
Once she takes her clothes off, I'm totally for her character.
she's.
Well, that's...
I would say that she's pretty confident in her character as it goes on. I mean,
Well, you saw it with your girlfriend. What did she think of it? She empowered.
wasn't what we were.
bored.
Hey, babe, were you empowered?
Did she like the bedroom tactics?
She liked it. She's like, hey, if you could look more like Joel Edgerton, that would be
Damn.
nice. Just kidding. If
Yeah,
you
I
listen to
think
this, I'm
with
just
movies,
kidding.
not necessarily movies like that, but especially you brought up It Comes at Night. I feel like we don't put a big enough importance on like trailers can like make or break how you feel about a movie. Like I liked It Comes at Night, but that trailer did the worst job of selling what kind of movie it actually was.
Yeah.
And in that way, like it's a cool trailer, but I think it's one of the worst trailers out there because it's selling a completely different movie,
Right. It didn't capture the tone of the movie.
which is like
Kind of like
trailers.
Mother. Mother did the same thing.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this is going to be a psychological, cool thriller.
Yeah.
Maybe she's trapped in this house. Oh, no, it's just a really fucking boring allegory. Boo.
Boo.
Boo. Boo.
That being said, I do like It Comes at Night.
Me too.
I would recommend it for what it is, but don't watch the trailer.
Yeah, it's like
The trailer will sell you false expectations, but the movie is I think it's a very pretty movie. I think that the acting is like top notch in that movie, and for what it is, I would think of it more as a very serious Last of Us, like less.
I did get a lot of Last of Us
Yeah.
vibes.
It's not exactly like that, obviously, but it's.
A Quiet Place. I haven't seen that movie, but A Quiet Place kind of gave me the same vibes from that trailer.
Is that still in theaters? Because we should maybe go see that. Because
I don't
it's
think
got,
it's out. Yeah.
Is
it
not?
out?
I think so. I
Oh,
think it
then
is.
it's definitely
got
still in
fucking
theaters.
like hella good reviews.
PG-13.
Boo.
Well, I'm gonna have to bring my.
I only watch grown-up movies.
I have to bring my dad.
I guess I shouldn't say that. Yeah, I was gonna say I shouldn't say it like that. It's a con, but a couple of people online were saying like they thought that it was not PG-13 because it's very intense, but at the same time they're like, I can't remember any scene that would have stood out as being rated R. So it's
right.
Did you know Jim from The Office is directing it?
You told me that. That's crazy.
I didn't. Huh.
I mean, good for him. That's cool.
And he's married to Emily Blunt.
Yeah, he's just living the good life. Fucking cemented in
and he's got a beard.
Television history because he was in The Office.
Come on, he was in 13 Hours. Let's cut him some slack.
He's fucking jacked.
He's paid his dues. Just kidding. I didn't see that movie. Did you have you seen any movies lately, Evan?
Yeah, I saw 2 movies pretty recently. I watched Cloverfield Paradox, and then I watched Moon, starring Sam Rockwell. So I'll do worst to best. So I watched Cloverfield Paradox, and my expectations were already really, really low because of the reviews, which sucks because I really like Cloverfield. I really liked 10 Cloverfield Lane, so I like the idea of what they're doing with like the Cloverfield universe, where it's like not necessarily they all take place in the same universe. They kind of just, it's more of like a
template, or not a template, but
it's like the same concept, but every story is its own universe, and they're just under the Cloverfield banner. It's almost like a Black Mirror sort of thing. Just not the best comparison, but my expectations
type deal.
Yeah, exactly. My expectations were not high, and when I was watching it, there was nothing really that stood out to me about the movie that was really, really bad. But there's nothing that really stood out to me about the movie at all. Like, it's so unmemorable.
It seemed pretty transparent.
Like that's worse than being a bad movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a giant waste of time because the characters you don't care about, they're uninteresting, and they don't really have any really discerning personality traits other than, oh, this is Chris O'Dowd's character. He's kind of funny. And I don't even remember what his character's name was. There's one Russian guy, and his characteristic is, oh, he's Russian. And they're so milquetoast and uninteresting.
They get to space. Who didn't pack the vodka? Again, I wish I had a Russian accent I could do, and I can't.
I drink vodka.
Who forgot the vodka?
And it's just and it wasn't even necessarily boring. It's just like, I didn't care. Like, I don't care about any of these people because I don't know what their stories are. I don't know what their names are.
That it was just a mediocre... I need to fucking find a new word for mediocre.
It is very mediocre.
Movie that they just tagged Cloverfield
and they just put the Clover. Yeah, I think they take scripts that could be any. Like, it doesn't need to be a Cloverfield movie.
Right.
It's just a space movie essentially.
But no, you wouldn't have seen it if it wasn't.
No, I wouldn't have,
so
and that probably
exactly
would have made my life better.
It's a trick.
Because I would have wasted like an hour and a half of my time. The only thing that's Cloverfield about that movie is the ending. And
I fast forwarded to the end.
And it's the coolest part of the movie, but it's also like, this is what I want to see. These last 10 seconds, this is what I want to watch. The rest of this movie, totally uninteresting.
I watched the last 10 seconds and it was cool.
Yeah, that shit was dope. But the whole movie, it's like...
And I saw little glimpses of the movie as I was fast forwarding, and I'm like, this looks dumb. This looks like a shitty Event Horizon.
It's not like a shitty movie in that it's, like The Room, where it's like, oh, you can point out things that are bad about it. Like, if you take apart the elements of it, it seems like a movie that would work. Like, oh, this is a cool movie that takes place in space. Like, the sets are cool. Like, the CGI was fine. Like, the actors that are in it, they have Chris O'Dowd, and they have that other guy that was, I don't remember his name, but he was in Inglourious Basterds. He was one of the Germans. I think he was the one that had kid, maybe. But he's great.
Yeah.
So I mean, there was cool people in it.
Maximilian.
And it, like, on the outside sounds like probably a pretty cool story, but it's just maybe just poorly executed. It doesn't
seem
feel
like it could have been an episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Like a space, because
one of the lower rated episodes.
That's a show I kind of want to start watching. Have you guys seen any Black Mirrors? Shit! Season 4?
Yeah.
The only ones I've seen are like a couple from the first two.
Mm-hmm.
But season 4
it's worth watching. getting caught up on it. But yeah,
Well, I watched unless you guys have other movies, this is maybe the last one I'll talk about. Saw Justice League.
oh yeah.
Did you guys see it?
Like Ben Affleck
Yeah,
Justice League?
the big budget.
No, I haven't. I saw
Exactly.
Batman versus Superman.
Exactly.
Not Justice
You had to
League.
think about it because there's nothing there. I mean, everything was fine. Stupid. Flash was kind of cool. Aquaman and Cyborg are the two of the dumbest, worst written and dumbest characters I've seen in a movie in a while. Like, not like they are not smart. They could have been taken out entirely. Like, Cyborg looked like a shitty, like halfway through finishing the CGI of Megatron
Damn.
and like miniaturized, and it just looked awful. Even when he was his cyborg body was covered up with a sweatshirt, it looked bad. Like, I don't know, it looked so bad.
It was a CGI sweatshirt.
There was like two cool parts. One was, and they both involved the Flash because they were kind of basically doing the X-Men Quicksilver. Yeah,
Right.
Quicksilver
right,
thing
right.
where
The
you can do a lot
slow-mo.
of cool things with the CGI now and go in his, and it was basically, do you guys give a shit?
No.
Spoilers.
I don't.
Okay. Well, Superman's not dead.
What?
Surprise. And he starts fighting all the Justice League, and the Flash comes in, and like you see him like
Oh yeah, I watched that clip. I've
it's
seen that clip.
it's
on
cool.
Fighting Superman?
He fights
So
Superman,
they're all-
and
they're
Superman
all
like
fighting Superman,
keeps up with him.
and
basically.
Yeah.
the Flash is trying to run behind Superman. You know, so everything's slow motion, and then Superman's eyes track him, and the Flash is like, "Oh, he can see me."
Yeah.
That part was cool, and I liked the guy Ezra Miller. He did fine. But they actually gave him something to do. Cyborg was dumb as fuck, not charismatic, just angsty, shitty CGI. Didn't do anything. Aquaman was written like literally like a shitty Dave Bautista from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
Like the first 5 minutes, he's like this mythical god who lives in the fucking Alaska or some shit.
Or Alaska.
No, like he lives in the ocean, but like he.
I think it's pronounced Atlantis.
But they have him like that for like 2 minutes of the start of his character arc or whatever, and the rest of the movie he's just like a dude bro. Like
He's a Chad.
badass. He's literally
Still
like turns
girl.
into like a surfer dude.
Yeah,
And you're just like, what?
That's
Like,
kind of the vibe I got from him from the commercials, where he's like, seems like the kind of guy that would drink a Bud Light and then crush it on his head.
yeah. It's like, is this Aquaman? Is this what and they're making a movie out of him? It's literally going to be the same thing as Black Panther in Wakanda and Wonder Woman in whatever the island she's from. It's going to have
Mascara?
him be,
I think it's the mascara. Is that how you pronounce it?
Sure, I don't know.
Yeah,
I always
the
called it
mascara, it's
Amazonia.
the
but
mascara.
I don't think that's
I'm
right.
literally just going off my memory of just like the Wonder Woman universe because I didn't watch the movie.
It's going to take place in Atlantis. It's going to have him already have his powers and all. So it looks dumb as fuck.
He's gonna fuck a shark.
Well, I mean,
Watch
that
that.
doesn't sound too.
I
Shape of Water 2.
I just think that they don't know what tone to go for these.
It's about to get wet.
They
try to go serious.
Yeah, and I feel like
then they
that's
try
why
to
they're just
add
like
comedy.
not like look at Suicide Squad. Like I feel like DC's just pumping out stinkers, and Marvel just knows what works, and they're like, no, we're gonna do like a more serious, like we're gonna fucking take that filter and make our movie look gray and blue.
I feel like in the
and,
beginning they
Man
were
of
like,
Steel.
make it more serious, and then they're like, oh, this isn't working. Make it a
More-
little less.
Make
serious?
it more serious, but have some jokes so that we don't
And
know what
there's-
the tone of the movie is.
The tone is totally, when it's a jokey scene, it's almost filmed like a sitcom or like a one camera, like, oh, Master of None, and then like a dark, it's like moving Michael Bay camera and like
Yeah.
shadows. It's like, this is did two people direct this? And yeah, two people directed it, but
Awkward.
yeah,
So that sounds like a screw down.
Well,
I don't know.
It's like
If it's on Netflix, it's not that bad. It's
Yeah.
just it's a screw and a
For
half.
what it's
I guess,
worth,
or
it's like
half a screw.
because like I like comic books and I like comic book movies to an extent. Like I appreciate them for just what they are. Like the only thing that appeals to me really is just the combat. Like I just like fight
action.
the action. Yeah.
That's why the beginning of that one Days of Future Past was so cool because they all used their powers together. And I was like,
Yeah, that
is-
movie's actually
dope.
great.
That movie's
Yeah.
dope.
the whole movie was just them using their powers together. Not, I'm just gonna make an ice cube by myself. Hopefully this will stop him. It's like when they do it all together, it's cooler.
Kind of bummed that I think Marvel owns X-Men again. I'm kind of bummed about that.
Oh yeah, wasn't it like the 21st Century Fox deal?
Fox used to have X-Men.
Yeah.
Maybe
And then-
maybe if they still do. But I thought that Marvel recently got X-Men back, and I'm kind of bums me
That
out
sounds
because
right.
I liked the tone of the X-Men movies. You know, even
Yeah.
even the ones that weren't great, I feel like were not great because of weird story elements, not because like the movie didn't know how to present itself.
Yeah.
But I mean, X-Men 1 and 2, dope. Days of Future Past is pretty dope. I even like the prequels, like First Class and is there another one?
Armageddon.
I think there was
Apocalypse.
Oh, I didn't see Apocalypse.
Apocalypse is all right.
yeah,
they
it was
they
okay.
kind of
First
do the
Class is
same
interesting.
thing with the Days of the Future Past, where they kind of use there's new cooler abilities.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
like even the older X-Men movies. I mean, say what you want about X3, but the X-Men movies have always felt like a different tone. Like they don't really adhere to that kind of generic superhero script that Marvel seems to follow so closely.
Yeah.
So it's like I worry about them acquiring the X-Men brand and kind of just fitting it under that same umbrella. The thing about like them pumping out the same kind of movies is it's not necessarily that they're afraid to take risks. It's that they know, like, why would we when people are still going to pay to go see it anyways? Like, we know what works and what makes money. So why not just make, essentially the same movie with just a different superhero inserted in if people are still going to pay to go see it?
It's almost like the DC movies are what they tried to do.
Yeah.
Or the X-Men movies are what DC is trying to do.
Right.
But for some reason, it's just not connecting. But yeah, that's so half a screw from me for Justice League.
I'll probably still watch it at some point just
No,
because
it's
that
not
Superman scene
bad.
that you described, I was like, okay, yeah, I'd like to see
There's
that.
definitely
I like
flashes.
that.
Watch it on YouTube.
Yeah,
That's what I did.
Flash definitely has the coolest scenes, and then Wonder Woman's cool too. And other than that, it's whatever. But yeah, I don't know if we have a movie to talk about except all the that we can all talk about.
No, I mean, we
We were gonna
I
do
still haven't
downsizing, but
talked about Moon, which
oh right.
is
sorry.
great. But yeah, we should all go see another movie together, like maybe The Quiet Place or whatever that movie is.
I was thinking A Quiet Place, maybe Ready Player One
Yeah, when does
Or-
that come out?
today.
Oh, well, put on your shoes, boys.
All right, the cast is going mobile.
The first IRL cast.
No, but Moon was like, it was interesting, just the experience of us watching it because we were originally going to watch the Workaholics movie, Game Over Man, and because I love those guys, and I started it with my girlfriend, and we watched like the first 15 minutes, and I was like, this isn't really funny yet. And all other really good comedies I like kind of pull you in within that time frame because they'll just have really good jokes. But I was like, I'm not really feeling this. And I asked her, I was like, are you feeling this? She's like, not really. I think we could watch something else. And I was like, well, let's watch something else. And she said it was kind of like what we said. I don't remember who said it, but one of us said about Keanu, how it's like a bunch of really funny people that for some reason
I was just thinking that.
didn't really make all that funny of a movie. And to be fair, I didn't finish it, and I will. But it just the jokes
grab
just,
you at the beginning.
Yeah. So we were just looking for
The
movies
beginning
to
of
watch,
movies are important.
and I saw Moon, and I was like, okay, I don't know what this is, and I saw it Sam Rockwell, and I was
You've
like,
never heard about it?
okay, no, I hadn't heard anything about it.
Wow, that's
I
the
was
best way
like-
to go into that movie.
Yeah, and I was like thinking about watching the trailer, but I watched
Oh,
maybe like 5 seconds, and I was like, this seems like a movie where you don't want to watch the trailer. So I
Yeah.
didn't watch the trailer. I looked at the reviews. The reviews were good. And I was like, let's just watch this. And it was great. It was really good. You kind of think it's going in one direction, like as you're watching it, kind of like
and Harry Styles pops out.
Kind of like a Space Odyssey vibe. Reminded me a lot of 2001 Space Odyssey. Because there's like, he's got this robot that kind of controls like the ship and stuff named Gertie that's voiced by
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey, which, you know,
Sheesh.
Kevin Spacey on the moon, he's made it.
What was his name?
Gertie.
Hey, Gertie, you're not watching me right now, right? I was doing shower charades. All right, didn't translate well.
We're very popular for our physical comedy.
Our YouTube,
our visual cues.
Our video will be up soon, folks.
Yeah, but I was like, he doesn't have a huge part in it, and even then, it's like, I want to still be able to watch a movie with Kevin Spacey in it without thinking about it and try to just push it to the back of my head, because I feel like he is a really good actor, and it sucks because he's in a lot of my favorite movies, but it's difficult. But he didn't take me out of it all. It's mostly Sam Rockwell that's in it, and
I feel like I can separate it pretty easily.
Yeah.
Like artist from art.
I think that it's lucky for us as viewers that it happened kind of near, not the end of his career, because I wouldn't have said he was done, but it happened after he had already had a body of work, and I feel like it's easier for me to appreciate that stuff.
mm-hmm.
I mean, it was going on, unfortunately, during that that time frame. But for me, pre-scandal stuff, I feel like it'll be in the back of my mind. But it's like you said. I mean, no matter what you think about him, he's still a great actor.
Yeah.
And so it's like I feel like
He'll always be America's beauty.
But
nobody can take that away from him.
And he's a great robot.
It would be weird.
He would sound good as a
It would be weird for me seeing like a new Kevin Spacey movie.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's ever going to happen.
And I don't think it will. But I'm just saying that if it did happen,
unless it's going to be like a smear documentary. Spaced. The story of a kitty fiddler. Kitty fiddler? Kitty diddler?
Diddle Diddler.
Kitty kiddler?
That's a tongue twister.
The Fitty Fiddler? All right. But Moon was... it was really good. And it wasn't like... I didn't have any expectations, and I wouldn't recommend like watching the trailer if you plan on watching it. It is on Netflix, so I think that you should just kind of go in blind. And it's really interesting. And it doesn't...
Sam Rockwell kills it.
He does. He's really fucking good.
It's one of
very
those
energetic
movies.
actor. He's very electric, you know. Like hard to take
He's
your eyes
great
off
on
of him.
screen.
Yeah.
Oh, and it sucks that I already brought up Black Mirror, but after watching the movie, it felt like something that could have been a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, I feel like that's starting to become a thing
Yeah.
now, actually. Like any high concept movie is like that has to do with like semi sci-fi or like apocalyptic or weird. It's like, oh man, this could have been a Black Mirror episode.
It is like a really cool, just kind of contained little story. I mean, it's like a movie, but it's interesting. It's
Directed by Duncan
contained. It's on the moon.
Jones. David Bowie.
Oh,
And it's-
really?
Yeah. Same guy that directed the Warcraft movie and Mute.
I knew. Oh yeah, I heard
Didn't see
Mute
Mute.
wasn't very good.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
I mean, was it getting a bunch of buzz or something? Because I watched the trailer and I was like, this looks like a shitty. Like, if you're gonna do the quiet guy who's super protective of someone, like Drive or something,
Drive
you
is
gotta
good.
do that shit right, or it's just like, ugh, this seems like a screenplay that like a. You know, and then he gets the girl, but he's really quiet. and,
Somebody's
he's a
first
bartender.
screenwriting assignment.
Yeah, it's just, you gotta either really make it badass or something, because that's been done so much. The quiet guy who's coming out of retirement.
Strong silent type.
Yeah.
Coming out of retirement. One last job.
Oh God. Oh, sorry. Keep going on, Moon.
Oh,
Just remembered.
no,
it.
yeah, it was really good. Like, I remember just watching it, thinking it was going to go in one direction, based off of another famous space movie, 2001: Space Odyssey. But it doesn't really go that direction, and then it ends up just getting pretty weird and interesting. And it's like, this is good. I'm glad I watched that, and I would
And
recommend
it doesn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah,
It's pretty short, like 90 minutes. Or something.
yeah, it felt like it went by pretty quick.
Yeah. Movies like that can be real
Yeah.
tough if it's like
drag it on.
Castaway or something. It's like I feel like that movie's long, but it's like
Castaway?
yeah, movies with
it's
like
good, though.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
but
love
it's like
Castaway.
it can just
It
I don't
is
know,
long.
wear on you when it's one character
Yeah.
and they're
Well, and
alone.
Wilson.
Well, yeah. I'm
Rip
sorry.
Wilson.
Yeah, but definitely would recommend
what?
Moon.
Cool. I almost interrupted you real quick. How much? What are we at?
1 hour and 1.
All right. We don't have any other movies really to talk about. I saw Jumanji,
You
the
did?
new one. Yeah, Zahara wanted to see it.
Did you watch it? Was it in theaters?
No, it was on Redbox.
Oh.
We were just looking. She wanted to see it. Simply because of The Rock, but Jack Black, and Jack Black kills it. He's
I
like
love
the
Jack
best.
Black.
He's great.
Plays a girl, right?
Yeah. And
What?
He honestly
He does?
I just recently saw the trailer.
he
That
plays.
sounds kind of weird out of
Hims-
context, but
Yeah.
they just real quick. They play a video game, Jumanji, and when you go into the video game, you have an avatar, and the girl, when she went into the video game, she's Jack Black. Jack Black is her avatar.
So Jack Black is
Is playing a
playing
girl.
a like 17-year-old like super popular cheerleader girl
Okay.
in the body of Jack Black.
That's
and
funny.
honestly, halfway through, you kind of like obviously it's Jack Black, The
Yeah.
Rock, it's Kevin Hart. You know it's a movie, but you forget that it was really good. I liked it more than Justice League. But Jack Black honestly fucking no, yeah, it was it was way better than I thought it was going to be. Jack Black fucking killed it. He was so good as the girl. Like he's like genuinely a great actor, I think.
He is. I love Jack Black.
Jack Black is another person kind of in the same vein as, to me, as Sam Rockwell, where he's like super energetic, super electrifying.
Likeable.
Like
Likeable.
I'm surprised that Jack Black hasn't done any stage work, because I feel like he would excel.
Do you know that
Well,
he
he-
hasn't? I mean,
he
he's got
does
a
concerts.
band.
I guess that he... Well,
Tenacious D has definitely
I'm
has
going to go ahead and redact that statement.
Gabe,
Yeah,
what
he
do bands
definitely-
perform on?
Small
Sidewalks?
theaters, barefoot, everybody huddled around.
We all love Jack Black here. This is actually a great time to introduce our first ever guest to the podcast. Welcome, Jack Black.
Hey!
Oh, Ricky,
Long way to the top.
that's interesting, because I don't know that I watched the trailer for Jumanji, but I saw that they were making one. I was like, I'm not interested in that. But
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
actually only heard good things about it so far.
No,
So
it was-
maybe I'll actually.
I think it's because everybody went
Pick
in
it
like
up.
Tanner. Low
If I would've-
expectations and was surprised.
Yeah, if I would have like 2 years ago, the Justice League movie was worse than a new Jumanji movie, or Jumanji
Yeah.
better than the Justice League, I'd have been like, what? Yeah, it was solid. Honestly, the weakest link I thought was
Kevin Hart?
Kevin Hart. I don't know. Because like
I didn't even
He's-
see it, and I could have,
he's fun. Like even the girl had like way more personality, and not that sounded mean. I just don't know who the actress was who
Right.
played the fourth.
Even the lady.
Welcome back to
was
the
more interesting.
sexist
That
screwball
sounded.
podcast.
You just wouldn't think out of those three
Right.
three huge names that the one would be more.
I
All
personally
right, I'm
think
trying to
he's-
dig myself out of this
Kevin
hole.
Who
Hart
is the girl?
pretty much one
what's
note.
what's her name?
I don't know. The only thing I know what
She-
she did was the blue chick in Guardians of the Galaxy, the bald.
Gillian Anderson? Gillian?
That was
Gillian,
not Gillian Anderson,
Gillian
was it?
something, not the chick from Community.
No, yeah. It's
But anyway, so I actually liked her a lot. She had a very like physical role.
Mhm.
She had a very physical role in Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'm guessing she's got like some fighting.
Doctor Who, right? That's like where she kind of started.
I don't know,
I'm
I've
not a
never-
Whovian.
Yeah, I've never seen that. But it makes me think that she's actually has like a background in stunt work or something, because she's always like falling down and doing really physical, kind of like with Jack Black. How Jack Black's always
Right.
doing crazy shit. Kevin Hart played his character, Kevin Hart.
Does he make any jokes about being short?
Yeah.
This tree's tall, and I'm short.
And I'm not.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson, he's big. Me,
There is
I'm
a
small.
really-
Karen Gillan. I
Karen
was
Gillan,
off. I was
right.
way off.
Oh, not really. You had the Gillian. There is a really funny, like most of those jokes are dumb, but there is a really funny scene where The Rock, where I was actually laughing pretty hard because it just was so ridiculous. Pretty much the only time I laughed that didn't involve Jack Black in the movie was Kevin Hart gets on The Rock's shoulders and they're like booking it through the woods. And The Rock is like, you could tell they've done it before and he's fucking booking it.
Damn.
Like they're getting chased by motorcycles. And obviously it's a movie, but I feel like he was actually going really fucking fast. And Kevin Hart's just like screaming. I don't know. That was the only time that dynamic actually.
Well, I think that
did
The Rock
for me.
actually eats Kevin Hart every day for his workout regiment.
I'm not the same until I had a Kevin Hart. Sorry, guys. All right, so that's it for me. Anything else, guys?
No, I mean, I would recommend seeing Moon. I would not recommend seeing the Cloverfield Paradox.
Moon, one screw up. Cloverfield Paradox, one screw drilled in.
Yep.
Half a.
I couldn't say it better myself.
I give Jumanji half a screw. You could probably just pass on Justice League. It's whatever.
Just look up the cool fight
Just watch
scenes on
fucking
YouTube.
the
I would
Avengers.
watch Red Sparrow if you want to see Jennifer Lawrence get screwed.
There you go.
Get your drills out, folks. All right. I think that's it.
Yeah, this has been episode 2 of the Primitive Screwheads. Thank you everyone for listening. And
Have fun.
tune in next time when we
We'll have actually done our
have
homework and watch,
Jack Black.
watch the group. And we'll have Jack Black.
Can't wait to have him on.
As a teenage girl. All right. See ya.